What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more electronic, and we're back for the final tune on the album 1996, Raise the Pressure. Though fair to say, the folder I'm working from, shout out to Han Solo, features a number of other tracks, which I presume are bonus tunes, non-album singles, or B-sides, so this isn't the last reaction from this folder, but it is the last track on the album, and it's called Time Can Tell. Now, it sounds like a similar notion as Time Will Tell, which, as a historian, I have to interject and just make the comment that time is a dimension of measurement. It's not actually a force that can affect people's actions or interactions. That's done by the people themselves and or physical and chemical processes, which is to say, as a historian, someone who studied history professionally, you often read things in historical documents, well, time is going to fix this. Well, time doesn't actually fix anything. It's people doing and acting and interacting as time elapses that can ameliorate or change some set of circumstances. And even though time can tell is a bit more ambiguous or less assertive, meaning time will tell is saying that time will make current situations which feel hard to predict or uncertain about what the eventual outcome will be, Time Can Tell takes it to a more, well, maybe time will reveal what is actually going to happen here. But as I said, even then, it's personifying and imbuing time with forces that it doesn't actually have, and it's, agents, living beings like humans, and or physical chemical processes happening naturally during that time that can change, ameliorate, or otherwise tell in the sense that it's being used. So again, it's a slightly more ambiguous phrase than what you often see with Time Will Tell, but as I said, it's still personifying the concept of time in a way that my historian, alarm system sets off for. Nevertheless, because a lot of their music is of course electronic and dance-based, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not necessarily a full narrative. Of course, it might still have proper verses and be a scene painting or indeed an actual story. But when I listen to a group that's known for having electronic sounds, there's always the possibility that it's more about a vibe or an atmosphere with some words than actual verses and chorus the way you get in like a proper song. In any case, and all that aside, I'll try to pick up what I can on a first listen. This is electronic, the track is Time Can Tell, and it's the final tune from their 1996 album, Raise the Pressure.
We're gonna get through somehow. Has it turned the world to a nightmare? Will it be farewell? Only time can tell. Will we still be together in a year from now? Or do we hate each other? We're gonna get through somehow. Has it turned the world to a nightmare? Will it be farewell? Only time can tell. if I let you. What good is to when it's riches I want? How do you value your life? You better save your breath. Give us both the rest until tomorrow. The second you want me, you know I'll come. You are the one. Will we still be together in a year from now? Or do we hate each other? We're gonna get through somehow. Has it turned the world to a nightmare? Will it be farewell? Only time can tell. Will we still be together in a year from now? Or do we hate each other? We're gonna get through somehow. Has it turned the world to a nightmare? Will it be farewell? Only time can tell. Will we still be together in a year from now? Or do we hate each other? We're gonna get through somehow. Has it turned the world to a nightmare? Will it be farewell? Only time can tell.
Beautiful tune, and more syncopated and actual song-like than a couple of the others, meaning a few of their tunes have had a real dance floor, more like pop trance feel. This felt, again, more like a down-tempo. In fact, I was thinking that one of the layers there was an acoustic guitar, and I could even like hear the strings. So yeah, ultimately a mixture of natural instrument and electronic sounds, and not a four to the floor rhythm, but a more, syncopated beat, and lyrics that were indeed a story, or at least all the pieces for a story, but where it ends and how it ends is specifically unknown, and that's the point of the song. So it sounds like a couple people. I suppose it's natural to see that as like a romantic connection, but it may be applied, I think, more generally to people who have a professional connection or people who have a social connection. But, to focus it where it seems most natural, the idea of an interpersonal and intimate relationship, saying that, like, look, you're talking on the phone, like, I don't think we're going to solve this here right now. You need to come to where I am. We need to really be together and try to figure this out, because to the narrator, it seems equally likely that in a year together, they'll still be a couple, they'll still be together, but in a year from now, they could also hate each other and everything's a nightmare and it's completely over. So he's wondering, and ultimately coming to the conclusion that time can tell, which again, it's a bit more generalized than time will tell, but it's still putting the stakes of everything on this impersonal force of time and saying, well, I guess we'll find out. But we get hints about what's been going on. The idea that, like, maybe let's just stop talking for a day, like, maybe we could give each other a break. So it sounds like they've had long talks and arguments, but also good times, and maybe sometimes there's so much going on that they should really just take a breath, take a moment away from each other, try to recollect, and then reconnect, and preferably not over the phone, but in person. So yeah, it sounds like people who know each other well, who know each other's strengths and faults, who have great moments together, but also arguments and unpleasant moments. So they're going through nightmares slash hell, but also know what great things can come between them. And it sounds like one of the lines indicates that there's actually hope. Now I'm blanking on what it was, but it's part of the chorus. But he was saying, like, he's pretty confident that they will still be together. Again, I forget what the specific line was, which is what happens when you try to keep all the sonic details and the themes in your head as you go through a reaction and you get to the outro here. But yeah, there was one line in the chorus that sounded like, in the end, he is optimistic, even if he's still leaving it up to time to sort it out and to see what will happen. So yeah, the sonic certainly gave off a pleasant, we're gonna figure it out kind of feel. So in terms of the lyrics syncing with or being contrary to the atmosphere suggested by the musical details, I would say it seemed to be heading in that optimistic direction, and the feel of the tune was one that was warm and rich and sounds like a loving relationship. So yeah, I enjoy the ambiguity, the uncertain nature of where it's all going to play out, which again is seemingly the central theme of the tune. As I said, I like that acoustic guitar. There was a moment where it sounded like a vocal organ, meaning an organ keyboard kit, but with like those synth vocal type of sounds, which, you know, that's very 90s. A lot of rave tracks, especially in the trance genre, have those like vocal synth keyboard runs. But yeah, it also had, I think, some string synths and just a nice, rich, melodic blend of sonic elements. So yeah, ultimately nice sounding vocals, nothing like standout or crazy, but fitting to the song. And anyway, I was more focused on what he was saying than how he was saying it, which is a good indication that the lyrics had me keyed in and trying to figure out what was going on. So a nice way to end the album. As I said, there's at least, I think, like 5 or 6 more tunes in the folder, so we've got a bit more to go from electronic during this era. And at this point, Luca, I apologize, but I am going to get up. We'll see what you do. I'm guessing you'll jump to the floor with a bit of a protest. In any case, let me know what you think. Shout out to Han Solo again for sharing the electronic material, and I will see you next time. Peace.